Bring us back to that day, the day that of this everything that happened before you got, bring us to that day. Walk us through it. Like you wanted to get a fix.
Yeah, I wanted to go out that night. Actually, wanted to go out. I wasn't feeling all that. I wanted to go out. So yeah, I wanted to get it fixed that day, and I didn't know who really had what was banging or whatever, but I had heard, one of the people did up in the way. And I know he didn't deal with everybody. Everybody didn't know him. So, I said, I'm going to get the money to the dude. And he said, I'll get it for y'all. So, man, another dude got our money together. We gave it to him. And, that's what came up. He came back to us. We was at, like, 8th and State. We gave him the money to get it. We waited for him to come back. He came back and everything. He said, man, they beat me, man. They beat me. We're like, yeah, all right, yeah. So we pulled down the scene, where we know he was going to eventually end up at 6th and Vine. That was a real hot area every now and then. And like I said, by the time we got there, and I had asked, the dude that was doing it, yo, you just saw dude, blah, 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 blah. He was like, yeah. I said, oh, you did? And so when dude eventually pulled up in his truck, I was like, yo, give me my money, my drugs. He said, I ain't got neither one. I told you, dude. I said, no, I want the money or the whiskey. He said, I ain't got neither one. So I don't know. Like I said, during the car, I had ran the car. I believe I slapped, swung a pistol at him, and he tore a run. I believe I fired 4 shots. And a straight bullet hit an innocent bystander. My friend
was your friend?
Yeah, who was coming out the side door of the bar, who was just going to get some beer that night. Like I said, he had nothing to do with that. That wasn't even his lifestyle. He just was coming out, the bar. And we had just spoke moments before, too. And I didn't know anyone had got hit at first. But I did learn, and then I didn't learn who got hit until about 4 days later.
So you were on the run?
Yeah, I went on the run. Right after that happened, and I heard that I hit someone eventually, I took off. I took off. Well, I left the scene of the crime. When I left the scene of the crime, I went. And, I got dressed, man. I put on some clothes and stuff. I went to my mother's house. I dressed as a woman because the police pulled up to get out the house. Because they pulled right up there. They looking for Maxwell Melvin because everybody was like, it was Maxwell that did it. So I put on dress, skirt, and everything. I was going there. He was like, knock on the door. I'm on my way out. We're looking for Maxwell Melvin. I don't know. You have to speak with them. But I'm walking right past him with all this stuff on.
Wait, hold on. So who
Who
clothes you put on?
I went and put on my mother's clothes.
Your mom's?
Yeah, I put on a wig, I put on a dress, I put on some high heels and everything. I don't know how the hell I look. I know it got me by.
That's crazy.
And what I did was I hopped on the bus. I went to Philly. Got a ride. Went to Philly, and I went to New York. And I just chilled over there for a few days, man, because I had no idea what really happened, bro. When I say what really happened, I mean, I know what happened, but I really didn't know what happened. I was out of it. I just needed to get away.
Once you found out it was your friend, then you went back to train yourself in.
Yeah. And
that's real, man.
And what it was, man, it devastated me, man. It tore me apart. It's been with me for most of my life, and the family don't expect nothing out of me. They ain't asked me for nothing on this and that and that. Me and the family, we good and everything, but still, that's not the point. You know what I'm saying? But I said, as this happened, something good has to come up out of this too.
Did the family believe your story?
Well, they had a choice. It was the truth. That's what actually because,
well,
like they said,
like, nah,
they said, I was so close to them and him.
Right.
When people were saying Max did it, they was like, nah, my brother couldn't. It's nothing that Max could have did. My brother couldn't have did nothing to Max for Max to do that to my brother. But they didn't understand what had happened. No, you're right. But he just got hit by a straight bullet. He was coming out the bar. And they're right. He couldn't do nothing. They did. And not saying that it helped ease all the pain, but it helped to lessen to know that was factual of the way that it happened. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to, stay there, with the family. I used to go to wrestling. The father used to take me to Philly. We used to go see Pedro Morales, Bruno Sammartino, Andre the Giant, all them back in the day, And, I was, man, for a while, it stuck with me. It still stuck with me, but when I say it stuck with me, it just stuck with me. I say something good got to come about. This can't be all bad,
So you turn yourself in?
Yeah.
Were you on the news and stuff?
I was in the newspapers and all.
You turn yourself in?
Well, I was in the process of it, but in the process of it, They was waiting. They beat me there. And they was right there. You know, I said, well, 11 o'clock, blah, blah. They was out. They ain't give me a chance. They was like, all right, boom. They came right in, you know. It's supposed to be 11. They came right in. You know.
In your house?
At my mother's house, yeah. I was on the roof.
He's trying
Why did
everything.
you like that?
I was on the roof.
He doesn't
I was on the
lie.
roof, dude. I was on the roof.
What you doing on the roof?
Well, you know, because I didn't know. I was turning myself in. No, number one, I heard some banging, all this banging at the door, and the way they was coming. And I went all the way up on the top roof, and I was looking right down at them as it was coming. You know, like they was positioning themselves and everything. You know, and they did that. And you know, and then
And they
you know,
came
when
up
they
to the
came
roof?
in, no, they didn't get all the way up there. You know, you want to come down or whatever. So I'm up here, man. I'm coming down. I came down.
So, did you go to court? Did you go to trial?
I went to trial. The reason I went to trial.
What was your defense? Okay, go ahead.
It wasn't a defense. I said if that was as a result of X, Y, Z, yes, that was me. And that night that happened out there, I was out there, and to my knowledge, I was the only one fine and everything. And if that was that was my bullet. And a person had gave what do you call it? I forgot. He had made a deal with them to say, well, this dude Maxwell did it. It was during the course of a stick up, and they couldn't get me for that, for recovering my own money. They couldn't charge me with that. But they had a guy that had a secret indictment that had come confront to try to what's the name, but they didn't find me guilty of a felony robbery or anything. As the guy tried to portray that it was a result of that. Not the guys that even happened to that I originally had a confrontation with, but the person saying that it was during the course of that. But it happened because, you know, as I said, I was there recovering my money, and it was a new case and legal case out at that time that said you cannot charge a person for recovering their own money with a felony murder and during the course of a robbery. He was there to recover his money, in which I was there to recover my money.
Did you? But what made the? Okay, so what was your? You didn't have a defense. You just went to trial.
No, I went to trial that.
To say it was an accident.
Yeah, it was. If it was a result of my bullet, yes, it was an accident that yes, absolutely an accident.
But the jury found you guilty
of knowingly and purposeful. Now, at that time, what knowingly and purposeful murder meant was, if I left the scene of the crime, right? Why did I leave the scene of the crime? I'm just asking you a general hypothetical question. Why would you think I leave the scene of the crime?
If it was an accident, why would you leave the scene of the crime? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I left because the scene of the crime. Because if it was a scene, you know, you leave me because it was an accident. They saying you have a certain state of frame of mind. You leave to avoid apprehension. Mm-hmm. So if I'm leaving to avoid apprehension, I have certain knowledge.
Yeah.
So that's what made it knowingly and purposeful during the commission of a crime. And what during the commission of the crime was me having a weapon itself, because I wasn't a licensed person for a weapon. So that made it during the commission of a crime, where at that time, during 1980, they can therefore charge a person with knowingly killing another person of knowingly and purposeful, you know, because you shouldn't have had a gun, number one. And, you know, they could charge you with that at that time.
So the trial, well, how long the trial went on for?
Probably a week or two.
All right, and you were found guilty. And what were you sentenced to initially?
25 years to life. I was to serve 25 years for being eligible for parole. And I served actually 33 years before.
What was your family's response? Like, you know, how did your family feel?
Well, the victim's family and my family we were like family, all of us. And the victim's sister and my sister, she was my sister worked as one worked in a dental office, one worked upstairs. Me and him were childhood friends. It was mostly mixing. The community and everybody else was more confused and dumbfounded more than we were. They were more concerned than we were because they couldn't understand how y'all still communicating everything when this dude didn't pop your brother. Because they had no clue what was going on, nobody. You know what I'm saying? So they still had some emotions and stuff. How could y'all be friends, this and that and that? My sister and his sister still worked together. And like I said, we were friends.
So that can't play a part in the court? Like if the family and stuff was there and everyone...
They were there. They did all that. The family...
They tried.
They tried.
Yeah, you know, the family just explained and blah, blah, you know. And no, it just wasn't going to happen because there are also laws that govern them books that say XYZ. So me just leaving the scene of crime could have turned it into something different.
Right.
I left the scene. Therefore, I had knowledge that there would be some consequences as to me firing them shots and what I did that night.
So if you had stayed, then what?
It might have been different, and then they might not have had the witnesses that had secret indictments to get the drug charges lifted off of him. He wanted those charges lifted off him, so he came up with another theory. And he came up with another theory, and so that's what happened. And like I said, I didn't try to, I manned up to what I did, man. Like I said, I manned up to it. I was my best friend, man. I manned up to what I did that night, bro. And
I don't know how many people that's watching the show right now will actually do that for their friend or their best friend or their family. You know what I'm saying? If they committed an accident like that, like would they go back and turn themselves in?
It's hard to say. It's a tough decision. I don't know, bro. I can't say how many would, bro. It's hard when your mind and you thinking, man, wow, I'm going to face X, Y, Z and stuff. I can't say what they would have done or whatever, but there are some out there. I can say there are some out there that genuinely felt the way that I felt, that it's worth it and everything, and someone understands and everything. And there's
It's a
some
lot
out
of time,
there.
man.
Huh?
It's a lot of time, Max.
Well, I didn't even think, I wasn't even anticipating. I didn't know what they were going to do. I had no clue what they were going to do because, I just had no clue what they were going to do. And, I just had to do what I had to do. I didn't know what they was going to do.
I respect it.
And, like, to this day right now,
He ain't proud of it.
I'll never be proud of it. Ain't nothing gangster about me. Neither, like, guys just be like, how it is. I don't know if y'all heard. Y'all done seen videos. Guys down in prison mumbling another guy, man. Mess with that nigga. Kill him, man. Nah, ain't none of that. No, I ain't no killer. But what Pac said, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. But there are guys. No, seriously. I'm not. I'm not in any way. But there are people who can push you to a certain point out there, and you got a lot of bullies out there think they can just be pushing up on people and this and that. Now you got some guys they ain't have it at some point. Like they gonna tell you just like Special K. Like he said, I ain't having that, Jay. They ain't gonna have it. They want to show off all in front of their people, and they want to show off in front of people. You got a lot, but that goes on every day out there.
Right.
And I'm gonna say this: I would never, for any reason in the world, go back behind them doors. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: I'm not gonna let nobody do nothing to me. Nothing.
Right.
If I can avoid it, I'm gonna walk away. But I'm not gonna let you just push up on me for no reason. And you got some, brothers out there be trying that thing. They're all gangster and that, but there are guys out there ain't gonna have it. You ain't just pushing up on nobody. Ain't nobody tolerating that nonsense.
Right.
He
You know what I'm
struggles
saying?
with the simplest things now, man. Like when we hang out, I do nothing against Max. I
Go
do
say what
everything
you
for
say.
him, man. Like at the hotel, like I do the numbers. He can't even do that, like because he was locked up for so long.
Right.
From 1980 to today's world,
That's a big difference.
Yeah,
Big difference.
yeah, and he's still struggling with that.
Wow.
And when things become overwhelming sometimes, I'm out
Yeah.
there, I got like all these things going on. I might hear some fire trucks, I'm hearing this, and everything. There's a lot of things going on at one time. That's a little too much for me sometimes. That's why I say, like, and then you got people come to you, man, like nonsense sometimes. That's why you have zero tolerance for nonsense. I don't have zero tolerance for nonsense. And like I said, it's nothing tough about me, bro.
Right.
I'll do anything I can do for somebody. But you got some guys out there think they really pushing them. Nigga, you ain't pushing them. You just getting a pass right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, so what was your first day in jail like?
Yeah.
First day, man, that's difficult to explain. I know it's difficult. It's kind of like difficult to explain. Like my first day in there, man.
You nervous?
Wow. Yeah, I was nervous even after the first day, several days after that. The reason you're nervous, brother, because you never know that day you might have to wake up that morning, what's going on in that next man's mind.
Right.
Or he got to worry about what's going on in yours, and he might have some sucker trying to push up on you in there because of something he want that he ain't got, that his family ain't born, or he hating it because of something you got, or because a visitor coming through, or a girl you might have that he like coming through the door, his and ran off. You never know what you might be subject to doing, and you're not going to let nobody just chump you in there.
Right.
And guys always talk about how tough they were in there. I'm going to tell you this. There was nothing tough about me. I wasn't letting you do nothing to me. I ain't got to be tough not to let you do nothing to me in there. And the ones, few that do them in there, you ain't just doing nothing to me and just walking away about it and going to talk about it. But you got a lot of guys that play that role, get home, sell that dream and the story to their kids, their brothers, their family. You know, I was running, man, nigga washing my clothes and all that. You know how I do it, G, you know. Nah, they wasn't like that. You know, no, for real, they do all that, bro. No, seriously, they really do all that.
I believe it.
And you got guys in it that ain't gonna have, you got the most quietest guys in there. Yeah, all right. Bad at them. Look at them the wrong way. You done. The most quiet guys. They ain't the guys with all the time. It's the ones that you don't hear nothing from. You know? And it's like that in there. I hate to say it, but it's that's the truth, though.
What was your worst day in prison, though?
My work, man, it's hard to kind of describe my work. All of them was my worst day. Again, and the reason I'm saying that, I never know when at one point. I'm going to give you an example of when I was on my way home after I served all this time, and the dude out in the yard was like, yo, you and your girl could blah, blah, blah. I was like, what? He said, you know, you and your girl can do that. I didn't made it, man. Look, bro, I had served 33 years in a couple weeks, man. And a couple more weeks, I was looking at that door. I lost it at that moment. I tried to take his head off right there. They knew what happened. They know I did it. Mm-hmm. But they know that dude had to do something to me in order for me to do that. And they stood up for me and said, I dropped a bucket of ice. The bucket of ice slipped. That's why my hand was damaged the way it was. It's not the way it was. He invited me something that he didn't want to invite me to.
Right. He invited you to what? He said
suck his, you know what I'm saying? And I just couldn't settle with that. I just lost all whistling for no reason. And when I didn't treat you like that, but you got guys when you're on the way home,
they try to get you, yeah.
They will jam you and do anything to you. And I just couldn't believe he did that. Then so, you know, I did what I did. And then he, come on, let's get a fair one now. Yeah, nigga, you got a mouthful of razor blades, your mouth's bleeding, your head's all swelled up now. Yeah, he want a fair one now. You know?
So let me ask you a question. How did the Lifers program come together? How did the Lifers group come together?
Well, Lifers group program was actually there. I went to Rawway in 1985, I think.
Okay.
It was called the Juvenile Awareness Program. It wasn't even that. Then they had done a Scared Straight program, which Scared Straight comes from actually Hollywood. A gentleman by the name of Arnold Shapiro documented it as Scared Straight. So that's where the name Scared Straight, but it was Juvenile Awareness Program, to make these kids aware of the possibilities of what was facing them ahead of it.
If they kept going in a bad direction.
Yes, and what did that was that the administration had been bringing in kids, high school awareness forum, college awareness programs, and then some of the brothers in the program at the same time experiencing problems with their own children and everything, came up with the concept, wow, man, look, we having problems with this and that and that. So they propositioned it and, wrote up some proposals, and with some of the local chiefs, police in different areas and different things, and them got together and discussed it, and that's how that came about. And the Lifers Group, as far as the music aspect, the hip-hop part came as a result of Maxwell Melvin, as a result of myself. Mm-hmm. Because I was in the rap, and I'm not going to say the program was fading out, but you try to, you come in with things, you're always trying to take things to another level and a new level. And I found, and from watching videos and stuff, that the kids were listening to what the rappers were saying. They was listening to the hair, they was wearing the hairstyles, the clothing styles and everything. So I said, shit, we might have something here. If we kick some rhymes and stuff, and they might want to listen to what we got to say. They follow everything everybody else saying right now. So that's where the concept of that came of the hip hop group, the Lifers Group, was a concept, an ideal that I thought of. I took it to the membership. A lot of them wasn't necessarily with it. Some of the older guys that had been there at first wasn't with it. And they kind of like grew with it, and they, started to mellow in, and they started to see it. And some of them actually became involved with it, participating in the filming of it, as far as talking to the kids on stage and stuff. So that's how that kind of worked in. the Life is Group, hip hop group, the music aspect of it, and like the more it caught on and everything, and the positive responses and everything that came in from it, man, I was feeling good. Like, what? Oh, so it was, and like I said, I wanted to do something in honor of my friend and this and that, and that was the perfect outlet for me to do it. And like administration had nothing to do with that group. You had to be elected in there. They can't just take you, I want X, Y, Z in there. The membership had to vote you in. And like I said, I had been dealing with Red Alert Productions and all of them, and I met a gentleman by the name of David Funkenklein, white gentleman out of Colorado, who'd been traveling around the country. He was a photographer in the hip hop. He worked with Red Alert Productions and everybody in New York. And he said, Maxwell, I'm going out to be the president of Hollywood Basics. I want you to hit me up out there. I said, I'm definitely going to hit you up, Funk. And then we started exchanging tapes and different music. He started sending me beats in. And I went to some of the young brothers in the population that weren't a part of the Lifers Group. If you would have, if you had a message to give some of the young brothers out there and you were able to define rap music for me, what would you say to them? So that's how the concept of the rap music came about. And we went from there, point A, and it turned into really be something. And I was, I was very satisfied with some of what it had done and the people some of the kids that it had reached, because it had really reached some. And, I had to keep it within some guidelines because, some of the brothers had their own views of what they thought they could say and wanted to say, but it wasn't that type of party right there.
Right. And
I wanted to go a different route, and I had to kind of like sit there and to give some guidance and different things, and at all costs, I would have jeopardized whatever I had to jeopardize. I wasn't gonna let nobody mess that up. And I had brothers come at me all types of ways, trying to press up. They gonna be a part of it. Nigga, I bet you won't do this and that, and you ain't getting down on this and that. It all came at me, brother. I could have had my life lost as a result of this. But I was willing to sacrifice whatever it was to sacrifice to have this done.
Wow. So hold on. First of all, turn the mic towards your mouth. You have to lift it up. You got to turn it. Turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but when I say turn it right, so the mic got to be like this in front of you. So it's bent like that.
And so how's it now, Flip?
Move it like that. Yeah, you got it.
Don't
put it too close. Yeah, you can just keep right.
Do I need to flip it a little more, Flip?
Yeah. Nah. just when you talking, if you talking like this,
yeah. All right.
It got to be in front of you right there. You got to talk in front
Absolutely. I'm going to say this to you too, Flip. I might every now and then, sometimes when we talking, it might seem like it. I get a little emotional sometimes up here, bro.
That's fine.
Reflecting back on some of the things and what I went through to do what I had to do.
Understood.
Nothing against anybody in here, bro.
No.
Yeah.
It's all good.
No, I'm not saying they do. I'm saying I do something, and that's something that I had to identify and recognize.
I understand.
Because I didn't find myself, nigga, what you feeling all this like that and up there?
Nah, it's all good, man.
He got it.
It's all good. Yo, talk to us about how.
Oh, wait, before G. Hold that thought. So, the Scared Straight program, he said the Scared Straight program was a program that he felt that was going out of, it wasn't really jumping, fading away.
Yeah.
So you brought it back, and you brought the rap into it.
Yes.
By bringing the rap into it, how did the TV and everybody get involved into these things? And how did that come up where you guys were nominated for a Grammy?
Wow, man, that's like, Flip, that might take you from now and next year. No, but Flip, how she actually happened there, Flip? No, what happened there, bro, Flip? Everybody, a lot of people thought it was very unique, and where did you come up with the concept? It wasn't something just thought out overnight. As I said, I'm thinking about an individual life I had taken. What could I do in honor of him? So that was part of it. It was several parts of it. And TV and everybody came into it because they thought it was unique, and the way people were responding to it is why a lot of people became involved with it, and different outlets wanted to come in, and they wanted to know, who was responsible for that, And so a lot of people started coming in from not just New Jersey, from around the world. I had from Japanese, from every country around the world, they came in to interview and to understand like rap music. They came in from around the world. And
so, but you learned, but were you into rap before you went to prison?
Yeah, I was into rap. I was listening to some of the older rap, even from going back to the Fatback Band when they used to play it at the carnivals. They was like some of the first one, the Fatback Band. They was the first ones. And yeah, I was into it. That's another thing I said. Like I was into it, but like I said, I saw that the kids was really into it. Them hairstyles, so they was identically doing everything. They saw some of the rappers, whether it was Carol twisting up or doing whatever. I said we might be able to try this. And so, like I said, we went there. I did a couple interviews with Much TV of Canada, which is the MTV of Canada. I had done interviews with Japanese TV. They even done documentaries on my life. I did interviews with, like I say, from around the world. I did different. We did different stories about what that project was about. And my man and Ralph McDaniels from Video Music Box was one of the first to come in to spread our story.
Uncle Ralph, what up?
Uncle Ralph. Until this day, me and Ralph, Uncle Ralph, I still deal with him. I go into he's the commentator and all that over at the Queensbridge Library.
Facts.
I go over there. We do subjects based on criminal justice and prison reform and all that till this day. So we developed a relationship that we still got 40 years later.
Wow.
40 years.
That's my guy right there.
I know G got to say something, but I'm confused. So they let you guys shoot a video and stuff like how did the warden sanction that?
Well, it was sanctioned because we had a history of TV coming in already doing various other things, and TV was coming in, and things were pretty much kept in order. Do you really think I was going to look something at this nature? We were going to allow as a group. Like I said, I ain't tough or nothing. Don't get me wrong. But do you think we was going to let somebody else just come in and jeopardize all we had worked for to just come in and mess our program up, disrespecting people, trying to slap little young white girls on the ass or different? We weren't going to let that happen. It was a bigger picture that we were really in the business of saving lives. So that helped us to get that project off the ground, our history and other work that we had done in different TV interviews and people coming into the prison, juvenile awareness sessions, is what helped that get it off the ground, Flip.
Did you guys get all of the recording equipment and stuff before the TV press and all that? I seen a video. You had mixing board there. You had instruments, all that. You know what I'm saying?
The mixing boards, the mixing boards and different things G were brought in from Solid Productions, which were from Denmark. They were British, Sweden from Denmark, Phase 5 and Solid Productions, who helped record the first album. Also, a brother by the name of Hellraiser out of Detroit, Michigan, who had a song called if you look back, called Hip Hop Hall of Fame. It was a rapping of Scooty D, Cool Mo D. He came in and coasted guys and different things. And so, and like I said, equipment and different things were brought into the prison, the studio, those things were brought inside in the visiting hall. See, like that right there? It was a visiting hall booth just like this, just like that. And it was behind there, that turned into a recording studio behind there, the window right there. Just like that is right here. That's how the visiting hall booth where the lieutenant would stand in and watch the visiting hall to make sure guys wasn't, doing a little bit of R. Kelly, a little bump and grind. He's standing in the window right there. So Lieutenant used to be hiding in the window right there, because, they felt that people come in, women come in just, cross their leg like that or something like that. And, they felt the brothers just, pull their little beach chair all up on it, and, from there. Those that were there know, I ain't got to sit here, I got no reason to sit here and lie, like I said, I did 3-3 in there. I got no reason to lie about it. It's nothing. I have nothing to gain by lying to y'all here, bro. I got no problem with self-exposure. It is what it is, Brother Flip,
How did you guys be nominated for a Grammy?